Coming up on the Daily O, wildfires rage across the state. We have how you can help prevent tragedy from coming to you.
And an update on a former OHP officer as he heads towards trial. All this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Daily O. I'm Addison McBride.
And I'm Reagan Lee. We're glad you're with us. Wildfires continue to rage across northwest Oklahoma as over 300,000 acres have now been burned.
Dangerous conditions are still persisting across the region, keeping crews on high alert.
The state of emergency declared by Governor Kevin Stitt remains active, but officials have not yet released the number of homes lost.
Over in the OKC Metro, firefighters are working hard to contain fast-moving grass fires, with no buildings reported lost.
We will keep you informed as these conditions persist. And continuing with these conditions, here are some tips to help prevent wildfires. Clear debris from your yard, avoid parking vehicles in the grass, no welding or power tools that cause sparks, obey burn bans, and listen to local officials.
A former Oklahoma Highway Patrol trooper is heading toward trial after being accused of raping a woman during a traffic stop. A judge ruled that prosecutors met the low standard of probable cause, moving the case against Darquez Evans forward. The woman testified that Evans told her to go with him or go to jail, and that she complied out of fear before being sexually assaulted. The defense argues the encounter was consensual and cites that there was a lack of DNA evidence in the vehicle. The judge says the testimony was enough to bind the case over for trial. Evans will be arraigned April 29th.
Oklahoma's Attorney General has pulled back a request for an investigative audit into the State Department of Education. Gentner Drummond initially called for the review last October, citing what he described as a history of mismanaging tax dollars under former Superintendent Ryan Walters. That request has since been withdrawn. Recently, a separate audit of the department under former Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister was completed, finding no wrongdoing.
Dozens of Mustang High School students have been disciplined following a student-led walkout, protesting immigration and customs enforcement. Governor Stitt said in a social media post that 122 students were suspended, and he thanked district leaders for their response. Mustang Public Schools confirmed students were assigned in-school suspension for unexcused absences, saying discipline was for missing class time, not for the content of their speech. The district also says it found no evidence that any employee organized or facilitated the protest, despite claims on social media.
The legislative session continues on. A bill that would tie reading skills to driver eligibility is moving forward at the state capitol. House Bill 4153 would require anyone under 18 to demonstrate an 8th grade reading level before receiving a driver's license or permit. The measure directs Service Oklahoma to deny applications without approved test results. Supporters say the goal is to encourage literacy while promoting safer roads. The bill includes exceptions, with students with IEPs could provide alternative documentation, and homeschool students would submit a parent statement. The proposed bill passed unanimously out of committee and now heads to House oversight before possible floor consideration.
It was a warm and windy day here in Stillwater, but what can we expect tonight? Zach Berger joins us in the Weather Center with our evening forecast and a little bit more on what these conditions mean for wildfires. Zach?
Yeah, Addison, you're absolutely right. Those wildfires currently spreading across Oklahoma and Stillwater, currently sitting at about 52 degrees here in Stillwater with a real feel around 40 degrees, 20-mile-per-hour winds out of the northwest. And you talked about what that means for wildfires, and this low humidity and high winds, high wind gusts are creating kind of that perfect ingredients for those fires here in Oklahoma. Already some ash seen around Stillwater. Stillwater currently in a burn ban for the next couple of days as we go. You can see that dryness across campus, but we'll talk more about it in our radars. Back to you.
All right, Zach, when we return, how the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum is celebrating.
And creativity hits campus. We have what students were designing last night. The Daily O returns right after this.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil-based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten-free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
The Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum is marking 25 years of remembering those who were killed, those who survived, and those who changed forever. The museum first opened its doors on February 19, 2001, dedicated by President George W. Bush, and has since welcomed hundreds of thousands of visitors each year. Built to honor the 168 people killed in the 1995 bombing of Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, including 19 children, the site continues to serve as a place of reflection and education. The outdoor memorial remains open 24 hours a day, while the interactive museum guides visitors through the events of April 19th and the community's journey toward healing.
Students packed the Student Union last night for an evening of creativity. Solomon Swice takes us inside SWAB's latest event and gives us a look at what's coming next.
Free sweatshirts with custom designs brought students into the Student Union Ballroom for SWAB's sweatshirt giveaway.
I enjoy seeing people enjoy themselves, getting free from the homework, whether they're doing homework, studying, and all that, and they can just be themselves at the events and just have fun.
Students swiped their OSU ID cards to receive tokens that had the Student Union on it. Then they traded these tokens to pick from a variety of colored sweatshirts. After that, they chose 2 patches from tons of choices in a vinyl design before finally heading to the heat press station to apply them how they'd like. These sweatshirts were all designed uniquely by every student, highlighting both the community and the creativity that Oklahoma State University in Stillwater has.
Man, that event was packed. Here's the sweatshirt that I got from it. Pretty cool. Well, the Student Union Activity Board is holding another event, February 25th at 5 p.m. at the same place I was here, the Student Union Ballroom. But I'll let them tell you more about it.
Pack of Critters, really, Student Union Activities Board is just on Build-A-Bear, and so we'll have upwards of 300 critters here, all different animals. It changes each semester. We'll get your own stuffing, lovely t-shirts, birth certificates, little hearts that you can put inside of it. So essentially, it's a completely free for students Build-A-Bear that we're hosting on campus.
Reporting in Stillwater, I'm Solomon Swice.
It's an active week for events on campus, and Marcella Gonzalez is here to give us a look at what's happening on campus. What do you got for us, Marcella?
Yeah, guys, students can look forward to do a lot here on campus. Tomorrow, in the Student Union, take a break at Furry Friend Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Enjoy some free pet therapy because who doesn't love puppy time? On Tuesday, start your day at the Wes Watkins Center from 8:30 to 12:30 for the Architecture Career Fair. Then Tuesday night, head over to Pi Beta Phi for their Pi Pi Phi philanthropy event from 6 to 9 p.m., only $7 to attend. Then Wednesday, from 5 to 7 p.m., don't miss out on Pack a Critter Bear Edition in the Student Union Ballroom. Stuff your own animal while supplies last. We'll see you there.
Thanks, Marcella. It stayed warm all week, but how's it looking across the state, especially regarding the wildfires? Zach is back in our weather center with what to watch out for. Zach?
Yeah, Addison, like you said, those wildfires still continuing. As we look across the state, still see just kind of that dryness, right? We are in a red flag warning until 7 p.m. Governor Kevin Stitt putting out a state of emergency as we continue. But then as we look towards Friday, a cold front is starting to come in through the United States and the state of Oklahoma. So those lower winds and colder temperatures will help with those wildfires. Then as we look into Saturday, still some more rain and cloud coverage happening north of Oklahoma, but just some cloudy, cooler temperatures to help with those wildfires. A couple things I think you should look out for continuing with those cold temps, especially this night. We're going to get to a very low of around 30 degrees, and we'll see that continue, but those wildfire conditions aren't just going away just yet, including with those high winds, 20 to 30 miles per hour, across the state with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. That's all I got. Back to you guys.
We'll be on the lookout, Zach. When we return, one member of the royal family making headlines.
And Trump's new Board of Peace meets for the first time. We have what they discussed. The Daily returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far, and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
Britain's royal family is facing a stunning development. Police have arrested the former Prince Andrew, now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, on suspicion of misconduct in public office. The investigation follows new revelations about his past relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. King Charles III says he was deeply concerned that the law must take its course. It marks an extraordinarily rare moment in modern British history, with royal historians saying it is unprecedented for a recent senior member of the royal family to face arrest. He has since been released under investigation.
President Donald Trump's newly formed Board of Peace met in Washington for its first summit, with the fragile Gaza ceasefire at center of discussions. Representatives from dozens of countries attended, including Hungary and Argentina, while several key U.S. allies, such as the United Kingdom and France, declined to join. Trump called the initiative a major step toward global peace and expected to outline a multi-billion-dollar reconstruction plan for Gaza, along with details for a proposed international stabilization force. Critics, however, question whether the board could undercut the United Nations and note limited Palestinian representation.
Investigators are now turning to genetic genealogy as the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie continues. Authorities say DNA found on a glove discovered about 2 miles from Guthrie's home does not match any profiles in the FBI's national database. Partial DNA recovered from her property is also being analyzed, with officials exploring investigative genetic genealogy to identify a possible suspect. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward, and authorities say they have received more than 19,000 tips and stress the investigation is still active.
In Los Angeles, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified in a landmark trial over claims Instagram is addictive for children. Zuckerberg denied that Meta designs its platforms to hook younger users, saying he's focused on building a sustainable community, not maximizing screen time. The case is the first in more than 1,600 lawsuits filed by families who argue social media companies knowingly created products that harm teens' mental health. Attorneys question him about underage users and age verification, citing internal estimates that millions of children under 13 were on Instagram. Zuckerberg says the platform bans users under 13, but acknowledged some kids lie about their age.
It's that time again for our 2026 Winter Olympic medal count. Norway stands firmly at the top, now holding 34 total medals and 16 golds. Italy falls to third with 26 overall. The United States moves up to second after women's hockey and women's single skating grab gold, moving the total up to 27 overall and 9 golds. Japan sits in fourth with 24 medals, while Germany falls further behind with 21. Be on the watch tomorrow for men and women freestyle skiing.
Cowboy basketball with a devastating loss last night. Mason Humphrey is in the Sports Corner with the details right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O. Come on in and sit on down because you are in the Sports Corner. I'm Mason Humphrey. Let's talk sports. It was a blackout inside GIA last night, and well, felt like the Pokes were just wearing black to their own funeral. Alyssa Brandon shows us how the beatdown happened in the old barn.
Well, Steve Lutz said it himself, Oklahoma State basketball has fallen off the bubble, and they're falling even more with their fourth straight loss, this time to 8th-ranked Kansas, thanks to a stellar first-half performance from projected lottery pick Darren Peterson, but another loss for the Cowboys. Oklahoma State knew it was facing a daunting opponent, but not even a blackout in Gallagher-Iba could stop the Kansas Jayhawks. Another slow start plagued the Cowboys, leading to a game-high 23-point lead for KU in the first half. It was primarily a one-man band, with Peterson dropping 20 in the first half alone. Head coach Steve Lutz says this is what put the Pokes at a deficit from the jump.
Yeah, I thought for 35 minutes we fought and we battled for the most part. That first 5 minutes, man, you dug yourself into a hole, and it was really hard to recover, especially against a good basketball team like Kansas.
A quick 7 points in the first 3 minutes out the break gave the Cowboys a strong second half start. Follow led OSU with 21 points, but wasn't satisfied with the effort.
As coach said, we didn't start the game strong, and
It's been like that a few games, and it's really been hurting us. We did the same thing here against Ohio State too. It's just we have to play like that for 40 minutes.
OSU threatened to pull close in the final minutes, but trips to the line helped secure Kansas the 81-69 win. 3 of the 5 games left on the Cowboys' schedule are Quad 1 opportunities, so the hope is not officially dead. Reporting from Gallagher-Iba Arena, Alyssa Brandon, The Daily O.
Cowgirl softball is down south for the River State Classic. 2 games today, starting with this morning. The Cowgirls rolled through Kansas City Roos with a 12-1 run rule win. Claire Tim was the star of the show from the batter's box, becoming the first player in program history to record multiple games in a career with 2 or more triples, hitting 2 in this one. The rest of the bats were hot as well, and freshman Presley Downing shut it down in the circle. Then in Game 2, it was the pitching that shined as ace Ruby Malin threw her first complete game shutout of the season in the 5-0 win. Once again, Claire Tim getting it done, the super slugger with 2 RBIs. Cowgirls start 2-0 in San Marcos. And on the other side of the diamond, Cowboy baseball is set for their first series of the season, taking on Grand Canyon. Preston P-Town Hudlow takes us around the diamond on what the Cowboys and Cowgirls are up to for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that's right, Hump. The Cowboys have their first series of the year, and it's on the road against a pretty good program, Grand Canyon. Now, for this season, it has been a little bit of a slow start. Now, they did beat Vanderbilt, but some things to look out for is the pitching. Hudson Barrett made his first start against Arkansas, and he gave up 6 runs. And then for Mario Pesca, he gave up 4 runs on 4 hits against OU. So look for those 2 to settle in. And obviously we need to look for some more depth out of the bullpen. But something else is the hitting. There was 15 strikeouts in Game 1 against Arkansas. Now, they did score 11 versus Vandy, so that's something to look out for, is for them to stay hot and avoid those strikeouts. Now, there is something to look out for, and that's the transfer catcher, Brady Francisco. He actually played for Grand Canyon, so let's see if he'll get some playing time against one of his former teams. Now, moving over to softball, you already covered the first 2 games. We've got 3 more in this River State Classic. For Friday, they have Brown and Colorado State, and then for Saturday, they have Brown again. Now, OSU is currently 3-0 in 1-run games, getting wins over Georgia, A&M, and UCLA. Now, with these games, they're all pretty much easier opponents, and with games like this, it allows more opportunities for backups and freshmen to really shine. So look for those new names in San Marcos. That's all I have from around the diamond. Back to you, Humph.
All right, Preston. Well, the recognition rises for OSU tennis. On the men's side, the Pokes ranked 27th in the most recent ITA rankings. This is the highest men's tennis has been ranked since March of 2024, after taking down 3 top 75 teams. Then on the women's side, the Cowgirls ranked 25th as a team, but individually in singles, Rose Nijkamp ranks 24th, Olivia Linser ranks 40th, and Lucia Peyre ranks 45th. For doubles, Nijkamp and Komar ranked 24th, and Linser and Lopez ranked 66th. Both squads continue to look for success as the season continues. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't touch that mouse. Addison and Reagan getting their kicks on Route 66 right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla. I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
Toy Story 5 is coming to theaters this summer. Kennedy Quayle has that and more in your A-List update. Kennedy?
That's right, Reagan. 7 years after the Toy Story 4 release, the Toy Story 5 trailer has dropped. Pixar revealed that Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and the rest of the gang will be back on the big screen, this time with a twist. The toys will face the challenges of technology taking over kids' lives and save Bonnie from her smart tablet. The film is aimed to show how digital devices have reshaped childhood and the dangers that it brings. The new movie will pick up right where Toy Story 4 left off, with Tim Allen and Tom Hanks returning as the voice of Woody and Buzz. Toy Story 5 opens in theaters on June 19th. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kennedy. State and local leaders have unveiled plans for Kickin' It on Route 66, a signature event marking the highway's 100th anniversary in 2026. The celebration, set for May 30th at Scissortail Park in Oklahoma City, will feature a variety of events. Leaders say Oklahoma has more drivable miles of Route 66 than any other state, with the road passing through 46 cities and 51 miles in Oklahoma City alone. Lawmakers have invested more than $6 million in revitalization grants to support small businesses and landmarks along the corridor. They're calling the Centennial a major tourism opportunity, with the goal of making Route 66 a multi-day destination for visitors for years to come.
It's time to celebrate one of America's most popular flavor combinations. It's National Chocolate Mint Day. From mint chocolate chip ice cream to thin mint cookies, the cool and rich duo has been a favorite for generations. The classic pairing dates back to the 19th century and continues to show up in everything from desserts to coffee drinks. So whether you prefer in a scoop, a cookie, or a candy bar, today is the perfect excuse to indulge.
Reagan, I could go for some mint chip ice cream after that read.
Sounds pretty good, to me.
Zach, I mean, we're going to send it back to you and the Weather Center for the 7-day, but are you a mint chip guy?
Oh, big time, big time. It's a clean, crisp ice cream, but you know what also is clean and crisp? The rest of your 7-day forecast. We're going to see with these lows starting to hit, like I said, that coldness going across the states. High is 67 today, low of we're getting all the way down to the 20s, guys. And you see that throughout the rest of our time, right? Highs in the 50s, 53, 52, 54, but those lows, low 30s, high 20s as we get across the week. A little cloud coverage on Saturday. We're going to see it again Tuesday, Wednesday, but we're going to stay pretty consistent as we go throughout the rest of this week. Now, guys, a little treat here. I was just talking about it. What do we do? Oh,
we get to try.
You know, we had to bring out the mint chip in honor.
I'm going in.
You're going in. Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Since so we just don't have everybody eating. I'll talk real quick. No, it's good. You know, mint chip. You know, Andes, right? Thin mints and some mint chocolate chip ice cream. It was my favorite growing up.
Really?
I loved it.
Talk about a hot take for a cool treat.
Okay.
See, my whole thing is I like when the chocolate overrides the mint, so kind of like an Andes mint kind of deal.
Okay.
More chocolate heavy, a little bit of mint in the back end, you know.
So this isn't your favorite?
No.
I'd have to agree with that. I can't say I'm going for the mint chip ice cream specifically, but I'm glad it gets its time to shine with this day. What about you, Reagan?
Underrated. I think it's underrated. I actually kind of really enjoyed that. So.
Oh, well, that makes me so happy. I'm glad we get to enjoy this ice cream all together. That's all the time we have today, and that's look at our headlines. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O tomorrow and the rest of the week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Reagan Lee.
And I'm Addison McBride. Have a great night, everyone.
That's on me.
Of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't